Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We're already halfway through the week of an overall very quiet weather week across the Mid-Ohio Valley. We haven't been tracking really any rain in the forecast. That was this past weekend. And instead, now we're just looking at that slow warming trend coming back into the region with 80s expected to return this afternoon and then getting still slightly warmer by the time we get into the upcoming weekend. So headlines really just about the same like yesterday, where we just have no rain showing up at all. With that slow warm up, I know we've been having some of those chilly mornings, upper 40s across the region, especially this morning. And even still some areas of patchy fog. Right now, live look in Marietta, you can see blue skies up top and still some areas of fog this morning. That again should quickly burn off, and then back to just mostly sunny skies for your afternoon. Parkersburg also not dealing with much issues still. Sitting around 47 degrees there and 47 degrees here in Parkersburg. Also getting that sunshine finally up. And conditions here, clear. Parts of Wood County, however, still dealing with areas of patchy fog for the time being. So it will take its time, but it is slowly starting to shrink down. Problem areas just around Parkersburg and parts of Marietta, heading east towards Clarksburg. No problems at all, and especially towards the west into Athens, not seeing any issues over there as well. And in terms of this morning, temperatures have been a lot more spotty, more spots still dealing with upper 30s, but overall most of us have been in those 40s with some isolated spots not dipping below that 50-degree mark. That's been only the case further down towards the south. But today, still expected to significantly warm up away from the mid-70s, this time into the upper 70s to low 80s. If we don't hit it today, we have that better chance into tomorrow. Then clear skies into tonight, still going to be pushing us back down into those 50s. And here's that good news as that dry weather continues. If you have been a fan of the 80s, we're going to get plenty of that over the next several days. In fact, Friday should be able to hit those mid-80s, then Saturday and Sunday, same case, going to stay in those mid-80s. But if you are going to be trying to hold off on turning on the AC, well, here's the good news. We still get those cooler overnight temperatures, not going to be as cold where you might be thinking about turning on the heat, because as we get into those 50s, it cools your house down through the overnight hours, and then it should be able to get through an afternoon hitting those low to mid 80s during the day. Then at night, cooling back down. So it is going to continue to be quite nice, even though we do need that dry, really the wet weather to come back to give us some rain. But for now, we will take full advantage of at least not having to turn on the AC at home, and that's all thanks to those clear skies. So I think I showed this to you guys a couple of weeks ago where we had some very frigid mornings. Same case still for the start of this week. So it is the clear skies really in helping us out. So during the day, really lacking that cloud cover, all of that solar radiation is able to reach the ground, heat up the surface, and that brings us those nice 80s. Now, when cloud cover is around, you will typically deal with those mild overnight temperatures, since any heat coming back, trying to escape, is just held in from that cloud cover. But when that is all gone, then that's when you get that cooler weather coming through, trying to get down to closer towards the dew point temperature. Then you notice in the mornings you have that dew on your car, trying to get rid of that in the morning. That's, again, thanks to those clear skies. So if we had more cloudy weather around, you would have noticed those milder mornings and also less dew on the ground as well. So clear skies from high pressure really doing a lot for us, preventing any rain from moving in and keeping widespread cloud cover out from the Mid Ohio Valley. Most of the activity that we're tracking is just further off towards the west and towards our east. And in fact, high pressure is just expected to linger around into next week. So you can see those showers today off into the mid-Atlantic, into the weekend. Some shower activity possible across parts of Ohio, but none of that is able to make it towards the Mid-Ohio Valley. So what's going to start to set up is that hole of the lack of precipitation, everything going on towards the north and then towards the south, especially towards the east, where we'll have some heavier rain expected in the coming days across New England, but none here. And into the mid-Atlantic, some light showers across Washington, D.C., but still none here. Even across much of West Virginia, just trying to show a little bit of activity up there, but really nothing noticeable. So I'd just say all of West Virginia, next several days, still expected to stay on the dry side. That's why we keep bringing up that drought monitor here. Still on the abnormally dry conditions in the Mid-Ohio Valley, Parkersburg and Marietta. That's going to be spots within the yellow, but you can still see towards the north and the south, moderate drought starting to build up, even around Charleston and Huntington. Now, thanks to the rain this past weekend, those showers and thunderstorms that we had Friday and the wet weather on Saturday, that is going to help us out a bit. So with the new drought monitor update coming out tomorrow morning, we'll try to see if there's any changes, but not expecting anything major. Now into next week, with that dry weather persisting, I wouldn't be surprised to see Parkersburg and Marietta get included into that moderate drought category. So we'll continue to have to deal with that moving through the month of September, and you may start to notice the leaves on the trees starting to change color because of the stress of the dry weather we had back in August, and now that making a return throughout this week and even into next week. Now, as we continue to deal with that dry weather, I would still say take advantage of it. It's going to be nice today, mostly sunny, back into those lower 80s. After school activities won't have any issues at all. And then tonight, those clear skies cooling us back down. Some spots still looking at those mid to upper 40s for tomorrow morning, and then still slowly warming up after that, temperature-wise into the low 80s. Next 7 days, really no changes. Every time I come in the morning to make some adjustments, maybe adding a degree, taking a degree away on the 7-day forecast, it is just about the same. We move through the weekend in those mid-80s. The good news for high school football, last Friday had some delays because of lightning and those storms coming through. Now this time around, no problems at all. But I would still recommend having a light sweatshirt with you Friday evening as the sun sets. Temperatures quickly cool down. Then Saturday and Sunday, no issues whatsoever, and we'll still continue to stay on the dry side as we get into the start of next week. Still sitting around the mid-80s there. So tomorrow, we do get that new drought monitor update. We will bring that to you when that does come out. But like I said, the rain that we had this past weekend, because we had some moderate to light rain Saturday, that really helped to allow the ground to take its time absorbing that water. No runoff problems at all with that. And especially as you continue to see dew in the morning, that's still showing us that there is some moisture still in the ground for some of us. So we're not really expecting much of a difference with tomorrow's drought monitor update. It's going to be next week with that dry weather persisting that we will be seeing those changes, and more than likely Parkersburg and Marietta getting added in to that moderate drought category. In terms of adding on that severe category, wouldn't be surprised with some spots. I would especially watch out north of the Middle Ohio Valley, starting to add on those spots. But overall, parts of West Virginia, again, we had that rain this past weekend, so I'm not expecting any major issues there. But still, moderate drought category starting to continue to expand as we move into next week, since dry weather is still in the forecast, not only on our 7-day forecast, but long-term wise, shaping up that much of next week will continue to stay on the sunny side, with temperatures still hovering around those mid-80s. Well, that is all I have for you guys this morning. Again, thank you for joining us here on Facebook and also over on YouTube. And I'll have more for you on your forecast all coming up later at noon. Have a great morning, everybody.